All right, boys and girls, a very good morning once again. So, in our last session, we have discussed what? Properties of a system, intensive and extensive. So, what are the intensive properties? What are the intensive properties? Those properties of a system which depend upon the does not depend upon the mass. Intensive, जिसका mass से लेना देना. Okay, example of this is temperature, density, yes or no. Then we spoke about extensive properties, those properties of a system which depend upon the mass. Like mass, volume, yes or no. Heat, concentration, yes or no. Is it clear to everybody? Fair. All right. Now, pay attention. We go to something that's called as the first law of thermodynamics. Now, what exactly do you mean by this thing? What exactly do you mean by the first law of thermodynamics? This law is also known as law of conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy. Law is also known as the law of conservation of energy. What exactly do you mean by this? The law states that energy can neither be created nor be it can only be converted from one form into another. The total amount of energy in the entire universe always remains constant. Is it clear? So the law states that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be converted from one form into another. And the total amount of energy in the entire universe always remains constant. The law is also known as the law of conservation of energy. What does the law state? That energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be converted from one form to another. मजा नहीं है, वापस बोल. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. मतलब आप किसी भी प्रोसेस को अप्लाई करके टोटल एक्सटेंट ऑफ एनर्जी को चेंज नहीं कर सकते. जो टोटल एक्सटेंट है वही रहेगा. It may change the form from one into another, from another into something other. It can only change the form. Is this clear? Note this down fast. Then we see the expression for the first law. Then we see the expression for the first law. चलो हुआ लिख के स्टेटमेंट हो गया ना. अभी इसका हम एक्सप्रेशन देखेंगे. So, law of conservation of energy. Now pay attention. Let U1 be the initial energy level of a system. Let U1 be the initial energy level of the. Let U2 be the final energy level of the system. Okay. U1 be the initial energy level of the system, U2 be the final energy level of the system. Let the heat absorbed, please don't talk, by the system, heat absorbed by the system be given by Q. Heat absorbed by the system be given by Q. The amount of work done on the system, amount of work done on the system be given by W. Amount of work done by the system, done on the system, done on the system, done be given by W. So U1 is the initial energy level, U2 is the final energy level. Heat absorbed, क्या? Heat absorbed given by Q. And work done on the system. इसका बहुत importance है हाँ. Work done given by work done given by. So therefore U2 minus U1 is equal to Q plus W. Yes or no? So we can say that therefore delta U is equal to Q plus W. Yes or no? Is this clear to everyone? Sure. This is the expression. This is the expression. But the coefficients of this expression can change. The coefficients of this expression can change. This is a general expression. The difference between the initial and the final energy level. The difference between the initial and final energy level. Difference between the initial and final energy level. It is given by the amount of heat and the amount of work which the system is undergoing. Which the system is undergoing. यहाँ पर हम क्या देख रहे हैं? यहाँ पर हम ये देख रहे हैं कि heat absorb किया है. In simple words, the system has gained energy. Yes or no? Work is done on the system. Work is done on the system. मतलब जो वर्क परफॉर्म हुआ है उसमें सिस्टम का एनर्जी यूटिलाइज नहीं हुआ है. The energy of the system is not utilized. Energy of the system is not utilized because work is done on the system. Understanding? Clear? This is one expression, but this is not the end. We will see how the statements may vary and the expression may change. This is one of the expressions. This is for one of the expressions for good morning. Any tension? Somebody fought with you? You fought with someone? Relax. Note this down. क्या हो गया मैडम, क्यों इतना बातचीत कर रहे हैं सुबह सुबह, अर्ली मॉर्निंग, कंटिन्यूअसली, वो भी कंटिन्यूअस? बाय एनी चांस यू ड्रैंक पेट्रोल इन केस ऑफ मिल्क और टी? शी कंटिन्यूअसली टॉकिंग, कंटिन्यूअस, लॉट ऑफ एनर्जी ना. नाउ पे अटेंशन. Suppose if heat is released by the system, then minus Q. So therefore delta U is equal to minus Q plus W. Heat is released by the system. Okay, we can also write it like this, that heat is released by the system and work is done on the system. Work is done on the system. So it is W. So what you will write? Delta U is equal to minus Q plus Now suppose heat is absorbed and work is done by the system. क्या है? Then it will be minus W. Heat is absorbed and work is done by the system. Heat is absorbed बोलेगा तो plus Q या फिर Q. So therefore your delta U will become what? Q plus minus W, which is equal to Q minus W. Understood? Yes or no? Clear? 100%? Note this down. Done? So in simple words, when work is done on the system, work is negative. Absorb heat is and when heat is released. Heat is clear? Yes or no? Clear to everyone? Note this down. Work is done on the system, work is positive. Work is done by the system, work is negative. Zoom it. Okay. Visible to everybody? Visible to everyone? Please be quick. थोड़ा आगे बढ़ते हैं, थोड़ा लेट. प्रोसेस, ये वर्ड सुनकर क्या आता है दिमाग में? डोंट मेडिटेट, यू आर हियर टू स्टडी. मेडिटेटिंग. स्थवन, राइज अप. गुड मॉर्निंग. हाउ आर यू? ऑल गुड. सुबह सुबह एनर्जी लेवल हाई रहना चाहिए. तुम लोग सुबह सुबह इतने टेंशन में आके बैठते हो, सामने वाला देख के टेंशन में आता है कि मतलब मेरे को 2 मिनट लगा मैं कुछ गलत कर रहा हूँ या मेरी आंखें बराबर नहीं चल रही. इतना सुबह सुबह इतना क्या टेंशन लेना है यार लाइफ में. 12th स्टैंडर्ड में अभी एंटर हुए हो, पढ़ाई है, पढ़ाई करना है सबको. लर्निंग इज अ नेवर एंडिंग प्रोसेस, ट्रस्ट मी, नेवर एंडिंग. So you have to learn, to fall in love with learning. Then the stress of learning gets eliminated. Why we don't like learning, Because we never take interest in learning. We consider it as a burden. Don't do that. The process has to be more beautiful than the destination. पढ़ लिख कर कहीं पे भी पहुंचो, बट वो पढ़ने का जो सुख है ना, प्रोसेस, दैट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. एंजॉय दैट. यू विल रिग्रेट ना दिस टाइम व्हेन इट विल गो, व्हेन यू विल रीच आवर एज, यू विल रिग्रेट इट. 5 years डाउन द लाइन यू विल स्टार्ट सेइंग यार कॉलेज लाइफ ही बेस्ट था, स्कूल लाइफ ही बेस्ट था. कहाँ साला अभी तुमको लग रहा है जितनी जल्दी बड़ा हो जाऊँ, पैसा कमा लूँ, गाड़ी आ जाए, बंगला आ जाए, जो भी, बट trust me. So be relaxed. Be how the time takes you or how the time wants you. We are not God. We cannot control. ये पन्ना पलटने से तुम अपना फ्यूचर नहीं देख लोगे. Searching. He's searching literally यार. ठीक है, you have the most advanced textbook in your hand and of a most what you can say, most valid subject of life. Chemistry. Everywhere what matters? Chemistry. Yeah. So process, what comes to your mind, Stavan, when you listen to this word process? क्या है?
Is some energy which is getting utilized in a time?
No. Process. Chemistry, when you say process, what is the first thing that must hit your brain? When you listen to the word process, what must come to your mind?
Reaction.
Reaction में भी एक specific चीज है. What must come to your mind? Sit and think. So what must come to your mind when you listen to this word process? Arrow. Reaction नहीं आना चाहिए दिमाग में. Reaction is reactant, product. Do hell with it. Process. arrow. Because when a substance is on the arrow, it is neither the reactant nor the product. It's in process. It's neither the reactant nor the product. Reaction is a reaction because of the arrow which connects the reactant to the product. वो arrow को पलट दो, reactant कुछ और हो जाएगा, product कुछ और हो जाएगा. So LHS and RHS doesn't matter. What matters is the connecting link, the arrow. Understand this. Lot of processes. What do you mean by What do you mean by the term process? What do you mean by the term process? It is the path followed by the system. Path followed by the system when it undergoes a change from its initial to the final stage. Path followed by the system when it undergoes a change from its initial to the final stage. A plus B react to give this is the process. A plus B may react like this to give C and D. So this is the process. A plus B may react to give C plus D. In that case, this is the process. एक जगह से निकलकर दूसरे जगह पे पहुंचने का एक ही रास्ता नहीं होता है, बहुत से रास्ते होते हैं, बहुत से, कुछ सीधे, कुछ आड़े, कुछ टेढ़े. प्रोसेस मैटर्स. क्या? प्रोसेस मैटर्स. Understand this. Okay, you can boil water by keeping it on a burner. You can boil water by keeping it in a heater. Okay, differs. You can burn candles and keep the water container over those candles and gradually notice that the water begins to boil. Now what happens is that when you keep it on a burner, it will take some time. When you keep it in a heater, it will boil a little faster. If you use candles, it's going to take some time, some good amount of time. Yes or no? But it's going to boil. पहुंचेगा. Liquid water will turn into gas. Liquid water will turn into gas. It will turn. Okay. Simple physical change. H2O liquid changing into H2O gas. Here there is no chemical change. What I am trying to tell you, we are trying to convert liquid into gas. But the process of converting a liquid into gas need not be the same always. To boil water, you need not keep it only on the burner always. You can use a heater, you can make use of candles, you can just spread the water on the surface and forget. It will still get evaporated and it will take a long time. But it will disappear into vapors. Yes or no? आ रहा है समझ में? So process is the path followed. It's the by the system when it this is the initial, this is the got it. Note it down. How many types of processes do we have? How many types of processes? isothermal, isocoric, isobaric, adiabatic, reversible, irreversible, and last cyclic. This is important from your entrance point of view. Not, you will not find this in your books. And इसमें there is a very thin line of demarcation, very thin line of demarcation between cyclic and reversible. मेजॉरिटी बच्चे इसके एग्जाम्पल को यहाँ पे चिपका देते हैं रिवर्सिबल में, क्योंकि उन्हें पता ही नहीं होता कि साइक्लिक जैसा भी कुछ है. एंड साइक्लिक दिखने वाले लगने वाले प्रोसेसेस उन्हें रिवर्सिबल लगते हैं, लेकिन वो होते नहीं. यहाँ पर प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है. सो वी हैव 7 different processes which influence the movement of reactant towards how many?
7.
Which influence movement of reactant towards types of processes देकर note this down. Give the heading types of processes and note it down quickly. Lecture is still 10 o'clock or 10:30? What time is the next lecture?
10:30.
10:30. So we extend till 10:15. अरे 15 minutes ना. भूख अभी से लग गया. We want a break. अभी से लग गया. हाँ बोल रहे हैं. Isothermal process means what? Isothermal process means what? A process in which the temperature remains constant throughout. समझे? बात किसका चल रहा है? प्रोसेस का. टेम्परेचर रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट थ्रू आउट. Here the heat content may vary. Here the heat content may vary. मतलब it may change. There may be gain or loss of heat. There may be
Gain or loss of heat.
to ensure that the temperature remains constant. Temperature remains
Constant.
You go after the lecture to your home, eat food, relax. Evening you go to play. When you play, you run, jump, okay, push and pull each other, and in this process lot of sweating happening. It is a mechanism in which the system is releasing heat. System is so that your body temperature remains, so that your clear.
Yes, sir.
Heat and temperature are not the same. So it's an isothermal process. Temperature will remain constant, not the heat content, not the delta T is 0. You have A plus B becoming C plus D. Okay, all this while temperature remains understood. Temperature remains constant while A and B is moving into C and D. While A and B is moving into C and D. So far as A and B is moving into C and D, they will lose heat, they will absorb heat, they may do anything, but their temperature level will remain constant. Understood?
Yes.
So we are talking about the process. We are not talking about the reactant or the product. You cannot say that A and B is at 100 degrees Celsius, C and D is at 100 degrees Celsius. This means that temperature is constant. What is important? जब ये A, B, C और D बन रहा था, जब ये A, B, C और D बन रहा था, तब भी टेम्परेचर कांस्टेंट ही था. तब भी टेम्परेचर कांस्टेंट ही था. Understood? Yes or no?
Yes.
Clear? We are talking about the process. We are talking about the arrow. We are not talking about the reactant. We are not talking about the product. We are not talking about the reactant. We are not talking about the product. We are talking about the process. What is it? Isothermal process. What is the most important word in this statement over here? You know? Constant throughout. Temperature is not important. Constant throughout is important. When do you say iso means what? Same. Thermal means what? Temperature. So at any point of time, you measure the temperature, it remains the same, constant. You're running, you're skipping, you're hopping, you're jumping, you're sweating, but the body temperature does not differ. 37.5 means 37.5 degrees Celsius. Getting it? You go down to play, you touch your skin, you touch your head, it is hot. Does it mean that the body temperature has increased? No. Your body is releasing the heat, the excess heat, in order to maintain the temperature constant. Understood? Excess heat release कर रहे हो. जब भी ठंडी रहता है, we try to rub our hands, we sit in front of the fire. What are we trying to do? We are trying to superficially gain some heat, so the body temperature remains constant. Understood? Know this. हाँ, आप सही एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं. और आगे बताइए उसको इंग्लिश में हम कैसे बोल सकते हैं. अगर आ गया 1 मार्क्स के लिए, आ सकता है क्या? नहीं आ सकता. 1 मार्क के लिए आ सकता है, 1 मार्क्स के लिए नहीं आ सकता. स्पीड. हाँ, तो क्या कैसा रहता है वो? एग्जैक्टली कैसा रहता है? टेंडेंसी ऑफ अ बॉडी टू रिमेन इन रेस्ट और इन ए स्टेट ऑफ constant motion is inertia. पिछले 1 घंटा 15 मिनट से आप और आपके सारे मित्र कुछ ऐसा ही फील कर रहे हैं. कांस्टेंट स्टेट ऑफ टॉकिंग. मैडम्स, सेंटर ऑफ द मास. कहाँ से आते हैं इतना सारा कंसेप्ट? तुम लोग क्या करते हो? मतलब आज 7 बजे हम लोग मिले, कल 2 बजे तू मेरे से अलग हुई थी. 2-1 से शुरू करते हैं. 2-1 को मैंने पहले, फिर तो सांस लिया, उसमें मैंने इनहेल किया, एक्सहेल किया, फिर मैंने एक कदम उठाया. हाँ, रास्ते में चलता मुझे 2 कबूतर दिखे, 1 महीना दिखा. हर चीज़ बताते हो क्या? चुप ही नहीं बैठ रहे यार. अब मैं देखा तब तो चुप बैठो. मतलब पता चल गया है अब सर को कि हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं, अब तो चुप बैठ जाओ. पता चल गया ना, तू तेरा पढ़ा, हमारा चालू है। हैं? जेवियर्स। तुम मतलब what are you trying, हिंदी में आने रहा, what are you trying to express by just saying Xavier's? उसने just one word में बोला Xavier's। जेवियर, लेकिन यार एक मिनट, कुछ कंक्लूजन पे आने से पहले, ये है सेंट पायस का, कहाँ, मुलुंड में अंदर छोटी सी गली में बड़ा सा स्कूल, ठीक है, और जेवियर्स बड़े से मेन रोड पे छोटा सा स्कूल। तो मतलब
क्या कर रहा
मैं पर्सनली एक्सपीरियंस किया हूँ, ऐसा मत बोल। छोटी सी गली में बड़ा सा स्कूल था, उसके बगल में एक और बहुत बड़ा स्कूल था, सेंट मेरी सेंट पायस। बहुत बाद में आया भाई, फिर लोग फेमस होने के लिए हम लोग को कॉपी करने लगे, सब लोग उसी लेन में आने लगे। क्या करने, क्या करें, सी बट प्लीज कीप क्वाइट। हाँ, बहुत बड़ा स्कूल, बहुत ही बड़ा। रास्ता खत्म हो गया, स्कूल ही खत्म नहीं हुआ, रोड खत्म, स्कूल नो खत्म। लेफ्ट में जाओ, उधर भी सेंट पाइस ही था वैसे। हाँ, क्या हो गया, बोलना है। एनीवेज, आइसोथर्मल इज क्लियर। आइसोकोरिक, इसका स्पेलिंग सही जाने के लिए ना बच्चे लोग इसको आइसोचोरिक भी बोलते हैं। हाँ, मैंने क्या क्या रीड किया आंसर पेपर में बताता हूँ। आइसोकोरिक में बताओ एब्सेंट माइंडेड लेवल क्या हो सकता है? ISO, अरे नहीं, KORIC, आइसोकोरिक ना सर। मतलब अरे क्या लिख रहा है, थोड़ा तो मतलब। आइसोकोरिक का मीनिंग क्या होता है? वॉल्यूम, ओके। एनी प्रोसेस in which the volume remains constant throughout the process, या throughout the process नहीं भी लिखेंगे तो भी चलेगा, throughout ही। Any process in which the volume remains constant throughout. So here what we can say, delta V is 0. While the system moves from its initial stage to its final stage, the volume does not change. While the system moves from its initial stage to its final stage, the volume does not change. Is it clear? Yes or no? Understood? 100%. Isochoric, volume remains constant. Write it down fast. Delta V is 0. Delta V is 0. हाँ, थ्रू आउट प्रोसेस ऊपर पहले लिखा है ना एक बार, तो दो बार प्रोसेस लिखने का क्या जरूरत है? एनी प्रोसेस इन विच द सिस्टम रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट थ्रू आउट। डन? Isobaric. Any process in which pressure remains constant throughout. What remains constant? So delta P 0. Delta adiabatic process. Adiabatic. What do you mean by adiabatic process? आइसोबेरिक नहीं हुआ क्या? हुआ ना? लिखो. A process in which the heat content of the system remains please keep quiet. Process in which the heat content of the system remains constant throughout. Here the temperature of the system may undergo changes. Temperature of the system may undergo changes. Temperature of the system may undergo changes. Temperature constant नहीं रहेगा, heat content constant रहेगा. Heat content को constant रखने के लिए सिस्टम अपने टेम्परेचर को चेंज कर सकता है. ओके, हियर वी से डेल्टा क्यू 0. Delta Q is 0. Got it? Understood? A process in which the heat content of the system remains constant throughout. Temperature of the system may undergo changes. Let's note this down. नहीं पागल, लॉट्स ऑफ पानी नहीं. ये अगर नहीं रहेगा ना, ये अगर तुम ऐसा लेके चले गए इधर 0 मिलेगा, पता है ना? हाँ, नहीं हो सकता है. इतना तो फिजिक्स में पढ़े रहोगे. इसको क्या बोलते हैं ऐसे जो जाता है? 4 इलेक्ट्रोड है. It cannot go straight. This is a jump. अरे वायर क्रॉस कर रहे हैं तुम. वायर क्रॉस नहीं हो सकता है. जब ही सीधा सीधा जाता है और सीधा बेंड होता है ना वायर, इसका मतलब है सेम वायर है. तो ये जंप दिखा के आप क्या बता रहे हैं कि इधर एक अलग वायर है, ये दोनों इलेक्ट्रोड्स का वायरिंग अलग है और ये जो बाकी के दो हैं उनका वायरिंग अलग है. ये आप बता रहे हैं वो जंप से. अगर वो आपने नहीं बनाया है 0. नहीं नहीं, कुछ नहीं होगा. डायग्राम नहीं बनाओगे तो आधा मार्क कटेगा. अब बना दिए और मिस्टेक हुआ तो 1 मार्क कटेगा. क्या लिखा नहीं है क्या यार? फास्ट लिखो. दो, क्या करूँ इससे? इससे बोर्ड पे नहीं लिख सकता। मेरा है। कभी शुरू हो रहा है कॉलेज? जून। पहली फुर्सत में पहले डीपीज में जा। कीर्ति अलग है, अलग साइड पे। हाँ, ये लोग का माटूंगा है। रुइया इज इन माटूंगा, कीर्ति इज इन दादर चौपाटी। वेरी नाइस लोकेशन। रियली आई हैव सीन यार। वड़ा पाव नहीं खाया कभी? All right, pay attention. Irreversible process. Now these are directional processes. Pay attention, please. When a system moves in a unidirectional manner, system moves in a when a system moves in a unidirectional manner from its initial stage to its final stage, it's said to be irreversible. These processes are very fast. They go towards completion quickly. Reactants are only present on one side of the process and products to its opposite side. Naturally, majority of the processes are irreversible. Naturally, majority of the processes are. आ रहे ये पॉइंट्स समझ में? यस और नो? श्योर? irreversible process, unidirection. Got it? Unidirection. So they are fast. They go to completion. Initially कैसा रहता है? समझे ना? इनिशियल कंडीशन कैसा रहेगा? ये 100 रहेगा, ये 0 रहेगा. फाइनल कंडीशन कैसा रहेगा? ये 0 रहेगा, वो 100 रहेगा. अंडरस्टैंडिंग? यस और नो? एक आज असाइनमेंट दूंगा, कल सबमिट करना रहेगा. असाइनमेंट डन. Reversible. Any process that moves into two opposite directions simultaneously. A plus B reversible with C plus D. Now pay attention. A and B are reactants and C and D are for your forward reaction. But the same A and B are products, C and D are for the backward reaction. Understanding everyone? Yes or no? Naturally, no process is reversible. Artificially, any process can be made under controlled conditions. You can control the pressure, you can control the temperature, you can control, like for example, nitrogen reacts with hydrogen to form ammonia under controlled condition, 1:3 का ratio. Ammonia disintegrate. अंडर कंट्रोल्ड प्रेशर कंडीशंस अमोनिया पीछे आके नाइट्रोजन हाइड्रोजन बन जाए. So naturally no process is reversible. These processes do not go to completion. They do not go to complete नहीं होता है. It never goes to completion. Reactants and products exist on either sides of the process. बराबर है ना? Reactants and products exist on either sides of the clear? Yes. Sure? Note this down. चलो ये भी लिख ही लेते. So 1 minute. Reversible processes show the stage of equilibrium. तेरे को मेंढक का पूछूंगा. अरे अपना ही इजी है ये आंसर देने का तरीका. व्हाट इज डबल सर्कुलेशन? देखो ऐसे कर रहा है. बायो पे ध्यान नहीं देता, बायो अच्छा नहीं लगता है. मैथ पसंद है? श्योर. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय इंटीग्रेशन? ऐसा पूछ रहा हूँ जो बताया गया है तुमको, ऐसा नहीं पूछ रहा हूँ जानबूझ के कि बताओ है. नहीं तो बोलेगा सर सिलेबस के बाहर का पूछे. बोलो. नहीं ना, सवाल चेंज हो गया. इंटीग्रेशन बताइए फॉरनर. सम ऑफ डेरिवेटिव्स. बैठ जा. क्या है इतना, क्या गौर से देख रहा है? साइक्लिक प्रोसेस. साइक्लिक प्रोसेस क्या है? A process in which the reactants undergo a series of changes to come back to its initial stage. Cyclic. Reactant of one reaction is a product of a different reaction. Reversible में क्या था? Reactant of the reaction is a product of the same reaction. A plus B reactant भी है, A plus B product भी है. So here what we see is initial reactants used in the process are achieved back but from a different path. Difference क्या है इसके और reversible के बीच में? Path followed is not the same. Path followed is not the same. We come across many reactions that are cyclic in nature. We come across many reactions that are
cyclic in nature.
Understood? Many of the naturally occurring processes are cyclic. Now what we are discussing is types of systems. System is that part of the universe which is under our observation. Now, how many types of systems do we have? We have something called as an open system. We have something called as a closed system. And then we have something called as isolated system. Now, what do you mean by an open system? Any system that can exchange both matter and energy with the surroundings. Any system that can exchange both matter and energy with the surroundings. Closed system. That can exchange only energy but not the matter with the surroundings. Any system that can exchange only energy but not the matter with the surroundings. Isolated system. Any system that cannot exchange either matter or energy with the surroundings. Any system that cannot exchange either matter or energy with the surroundings. Isolated. Example: hot water kept in a beaker. इधर दोनों का एक्सचेंज है, मैटर एनर्जी. इधर hot water kept in a beaker covered with a lid. Covered with a lid. Example: थर्मोस फिलास. समझे? आइसोलेटेड सिस्टम इज नथिंग बट अ इंसुलेटेड सिस्टम. समझे? आइसोलेटेड सिस्टम इज नथिंग बट अ insulated system. Insulated system. Isolated is nothing but insulated. Any system that cannot exchange either matter nor energy. Insulated. थर्मस. आ रहा है समझ में? ये तीन टाइप के सिस्टम्स. इसके बेसिस पे ना मैं आपको एक असाइनमेंट दूंगा. मैं आपको कुछ एग्जाम्पल्स दूंगा. आप अगले लेक्चर में मुझे ये बताएंगे कि वो एग्जाम्पल्स कौन से टाइप ऑफ सिस्टम में फिट होते हैं. ओके?
कब सेलिब्रेट किया केक बरोबर
These are some of the examples. Some of them, out of these examples, some of them have come under MCQs. Some have been MCQs. Please don't talk, please note this down very quickly. हाँ वो ठीक है, I know that. Pay attention. System has 400 kilojoules of, system absorbs
50 kilojoules of heat
and does,
38 kilojoules of work.
what will be the,
Energy content of the system.
correct? 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 Yes or no? System absorbs 50, work done by the system 330. System absorbs heat, so heat is positive, work is
Negative.
correct? Correct? पूछा गया आपको what will be the energy content of the system, means you are told to find out U2. करेक्ट. जीरो जीरो कैंसिल, यस और नो? नहीं क्या? हो, मुझे लगा कैंसिल कर देंगे तुम. Correct? Wrong. U2. अब देखो, therefore change in energy क्या रहेगा? Delta U is equal to U2 minus, which is equal to minus change is negative. Understood or no? Change in energy is negative.